So today, really, I'm going to have John and whoever else he would like to join him give us a demo of the latest and greatest that will be coming to you very soon, the Vandalizer 3.0. So, John, I'm going to pass it off to you.
Sure, yeah. Thanks for everybody for being here. This is a bunch of effort we put into after talking to a lot of people and looking at a lot of the things that people were having problems with or things that they wanted help with. I'm going to bring Barry in because often if I talk about it, I'll talk about it like a developer and you guys will roll your eyes. But Barry may talk about it in more ways that kind of like as the outside perspective. So, Barry, do you want to come in?
Sure, I have a plan, and then John, you can pause me and interrupt and derail me and correct me and point me in more specific directions as needed. Does that sound good?
Yeah, yeah. So I'll be here. I'll have any questions and I'll jump in when I need to.
hmm So I'm going to share my screen and then I'm going to share the smaller screen though, so that it's easier to see what's going on. Okay, in theory, everyone can see that, right? Good. Uh, as John said, um, we spent a lot of time watching people try to use the Vandalizer and think about what it is you're all trying to do in the research admin space. And John and Kofi and the whole team has spent a lot of time trying to streamline things and improve the interface. And now we're in a phase of really trying hard to stabilize things and find the bugs and squash things and stuff like that. So the purpose today is really to just show you some of like how it's organized, some of the new features. Obviously, we welcome feedback at any time through email or GitHub issues or screaming at your supervisor, whatever you want to do, um, to sort of help us optimize the experience. The whole point of this tool is to provide reproducible, auditable, secure access to the large language models that you need to do the routine parts of your jobs so that you can focus your human brain on some of the more special snowflake projects that require nuanced thinking and all of that kind of stuff. Um, Much of what we show you could potentially be replicated in some other environment. Copilot, Gemini 3 just dropped today and all that kind of stuff. But remember, it's about reproducibility, auditability, security. Um, and so the first thing I want to introduce before we go over the general interface is this little thing down here. Hopefully you can see that. It says University of Idaho Private. By default, now the Vandalizer is pointed at an on-premises installation of GPT OSS, whatever the heck the number is, which means you can choose to send it to a cloud model. In this case, it would be GPT-5. But by default, everything that you do on this installation is a secure model. So now Eric and Sammy can upload PI's proposals and not worry about getting yelled at or exfiltrating data and that kind of thing. So uh, I'll orient you towards the interface. So actually, you know what? Should I log in, John? I guess I don't need to do that, right? Because it'll just be single sign-on. So
Yeah, that should be.
yeah,
If you don't have an account,
yeah,
some of you will see a email password, and others will
yeah,
see the University of Idaho sign on.
yeah. Well, they built it so that SUU can deploy it using their authentication system, and we can deploy it using ours and that kind of thing. You can see that this is on a Vandalizer staging. So that means it's deployed on an environment where we're testing the heck out of it and trying to find all the bugs and stuff. And the goal, I think, is by the end of this week to move it over to the production version. So that's what those of you that are using it, that's what you'll see. So on the left, we have a file system. It should be pretty straightforward. You can see I can drag and drop to upload files, or I can click add to add folders or specific files from my browser. The new feature is sharing across teams. And so I can add a new team folder and I can call it Sarah is grumpy. And, so now I've got a Sarah is grumpy folder, and I could add Sarah as a team member, and I could share whatever is in this folder with her, but I don't want to because she's grumpy and she frightens me. So is she smiling? I hope she's smiling. Somebody check to see if she's smiling. Um, so this functionality is related to this idea that people wanted to be able to share both documents and tasks and workflows with their team. So up here at the U of I, an example would be post-award or pre-award, or I don't know, Claire, you're a unit of one, right? So it would be Claire Award, I don't know, contracts. So the idea is you can see what team you're on. You can manage your teams and create new ones. And you can see that I created two fake accounts. What I discovered is I couldn't simultaneously have Windows in this environment open where I was logged in as different individuals. So I can't do that. But I created a Montgomery Burns at excellent.com and I invited that person and RJ McCready at Outpost 31, and probably two of you will get that reference. And the idea is if they accepted this invitation, they'd be added to my team, and we would then be able to have a shared visibility into whatever's in this directory. And when I go over here, remember, Vandalizer, it's about tasks and workflows. So workflows are nothing more than a bunch of tasks that are related, strung together, because the job is way too complicated for one single interaction with a large language model to accomplish. So in this case, I've got a bunch of stuff I'm going to walk you through as little demonstrations here that we've built and tested. So this is my library. I can see that because I am logged in under my account. If I click here, this shows what workflows and tasks I have shared with my team. Right now, I haven't shared any, but if I was excited to do that, I could do that. I would need John's help to walk you through that part because I can only be logged in as me, so I can't. So here, these are verified. So these are the workflows and tasks that we have aggressively tested, and I'll show you an example of that in just a second. Everybody can see these and use them, and John's working on um, search functionality and things like that. So you can search through here, right? So the idea is for the tasks and workflows you're building, they would live in the My Library space. When you've gotten them to the point where you can see right here, this little button allows me to send it for verification. So if I click here and I could say, I could share this with my team, and now it's in my team, crap, sorry, I'm going to submit to be verified. I would have to fill all this stuff out. Then it goes to some dummy like me. I would click here and be like, oh, there's a thing I have to verify. And I'm not going to do that today. But anyway, the idea is verified workflows and tasks will have a bunch of evaluation data and documentation that shows you exactly what they do and exactly how well we know they work and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, deep breath. Any questions? Probably not. I've already overwhelmed everyone. Waiting. I just say ask it, Michelle. Don't put up hands. I don't know. I can't keep track of the chat and stuff. So
Okay. I haven't seen anything in chat yet. But I had a question about your verify.
Mhm.
Once it's verified, does it perhaps become a global
Yeah,
workflow that would then be found in every team, correct?
correct. Yeah.
So
Once
that's
it's
another advantage to doing that.
yeah.
It could go across teams.
Once it's verified, everybody like it's installed with Vandalizer, I believe is the intention, correct, John? Yeah, he's
Yeah,
nodding.
those will also um, be global across SUU and U of I.
Yeah,
So this is a way we can all collaborate as well.
yeah. Okay. I don't know if there's any more questions, so I'm going to keep rolling. So, uh, the other panel, so over here you've got these two columns. One is assistant, and there's this like blue thing that says, let's get started, upload documents or ask a question. And this is library. So library is reproducible. I'm going to do that one thing, just click the button and it does that thing and we know it works, right? Assistant is to give you access to that more interactive chat functionality, which you can use in certain cases. This is meant to just make it easy to provide that, especially with a like a private model, but it's not like the core functionality of the Vandalizer. Okay, so let's imagine, you know what? Instead of starting with chat, I want to start with something more constrained. So this last thing over here is activity. So it's a history of what you have done. John, I think what I'm going to do is delete all this so people can see it get populated, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Oh, that
Might
might
take a second though.
it'll take you now. Never mind. Okay. So
Yeah.
you can delete all of these things. The idea is there's a history. So it's like, oh, I know I did that extraction. Well, now you can jump back and get the data again and stuff like that. So what I want to do is let's show you the classic. What I've done is I've rebuilt and retested the NSF extraction
I have
module.
my video off and stuff.
What? Was somebody just not muted? Who
Yeah,
was it?
we're good. We're good. We're
I
good.
wanted to embarrass them.
No,
Oh,
no, not gonna let you do it.
okay, fine. So, okay. This would be an example of an NSF award letter that I've already dragged in. I guess I could show you how to do that, but I'm worried about time. So I can click. So this button right here still exists. Remember, extracting machine readable text from a PDF can be a bit of a wild card, even with GPT-5, Gemini, Copilot, all that kind of stuff. You can at any time look at the extracted text for any PDF you've uploaded. Now, it's in Markdown, so it's not necessarily, it's by design. PDFs are easy for humans to understand, right? This is going to be machine readable. You can just verify, hey, look, it did, it extracted something that looks plausible out of this thing. So I can go ahead and this is what's going to actually be submitted when you run stuff. So if you're getting weird results, it would be good to check this to make sure that we call it OCR, optical character recognition, actually worked. Because for some PDFs, it's quite challenging. Basic idea is here's a bunch of information. We'd like to get the structured data out of here so that we could do cool things with it in a banner, workday, whatever it is you're going to do. There's quite a bit in here, right? What I've discovered as I tried to rebuild this is there's some diversity in NSF award letters, and I have built an extraction task that will accommodate that. And so what I've got here in my library, but also in verified is I called this extract November 17th because we're in this active testing and staging. Okay. So if I click on this, you can see here's all my award or my extraction targets that I've created. There are 99. Some of them are ridiculous and they are intentional. Negative control, federal tax code classification, principal investigator PIN, and total entertainment budget. Anybody want to volunteer why those are there? Of course you don't. Because it's just one of these meetings where everybody's like, I am anonymous on Zoom. I'm a black box with a name in it, Claire. She's not even listening. It's fine. They're there because we want to guard against hallucinations. These things do not exist. So if this extraction starts pulling out a value for federal tax code classification, that is a problem, right? And so we're validating this. That's the idea. Same thing with total entertainment budget. I tried to make plausible negative controls. These should return nothing. So if we click run, off we go. It's the same general functionality that some of you have seen before. It has been going pretty fast. This is the law of live demos moment, though, where all of a sudden it completely fails and I pretend like there's Zoom problems and I log out and can't log back in again and leave John to the wolves. It usually takes, I don't know, 20 seconds or something like that. Are we nervous yet, John?
Well, this might be a good time to demonstrate something that a lot of people we observed would love, which is going elsewhere and coming back.
Oh, but you can't do that though in Vandalizer,
You
right?
can now.
You can't? Wait. Oh, wait. So I can go do something else. I can go back. Let's check to see if there's anything in Sarah's grumpy. I'm gonna put something in there, you know. No, I don't want to. She's not smiling. I'm quite worried that she really is grumpy.
She really is grumpy.
I'm gonna put I'm gonna put that in there. That's something that's fun. Okay. Okay, John. Here we go. So I did a thing. And so in theory, if I click here, it ran in the background and then I came back and here it is. So here's all the extracted data. Did you fix the highlighting thing yet, John? Or
Yeah, yeah.
okay, so the highlighting thing still works. If you're building something and you really want to check to make sure it works, you can click on the stuff and it shows you where in the document it is, the usual stuff. Um, you can see some missing data, but that is because this isn't a collaborative proposal, even though the title says Collaborative Open Framework, which means only collaborative research proposals populate these kind of fields. I don't want to get in the weeds on that. Anyway, I'm quite proud that I made it work. So you can see all the extracted data, including list of co-principal investigator names, list of emails, and so forth, because that can be arbitrary, right? It's not a single element. Again, no negative control and this kind of stuff. And again, it's not a collaborative proposal, so this is all good. And then if we were really excited, we would click export and download it and hopefully do something good with it, like start manually pasting values into Varus because that's our life. Okay. Now, I would like to pause and ask, for those of you that do this kind of stuff, are you content? You're going to take my word for it? I extracted one thing and sort of blazed through a demo. No, the answer, of course, is no. Anyone want to actually challenge me? Good.
Challenge
Who is?
me.
What are you going to challenge me to do?
Fist fight? Is that an option?
No. No, you can fist fight somebody else. I'm not fist fighting you.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. How about this? Over here is what I want. So I want this information ultimately to live in our Vandalizer wiki and our directions and be clickable from verified workflows. This is my documentation of what in the heck this thing is and my evidence that it works. So I'm following the Tamper framework. Don't get bogged down in that. A simple definition of the task. I'm going to extract structured data from this notification and format the output as a CSV file with 2 columns. I'm telling you what the model is. I got to get some additional details from John or Luke about exactly what we're pointing it to, and that it's hosted on the U of I hardware and no data leaves or blah, right? Then a detailed decomposition of the prompt. So how I created the extraction targets, how I expanded them. When we have awards with conventional co-PIs, these are the things that I put in there. When we have awards using the collaborative research mechanism, these are the things I put in there. The negative control targets that should always return missing data because they're not in there. The context is a single uploaded NSF award notification, the output format. I'm not done evaluating, but I got recent award letters from Sarah and Nate. There's 100 extraction targets every time I run it. So I run it on 4 different award letters that I manually checked the actual output. And this is a correct answer if they're both missing. And then this is the exact match. 97.8% across the 400 possible extraction targets. And where did it go wrong? 97.8% is not 100%. And as per usual, it did tend to struggle at pulling out a zero from these dumb budget categories that NSF uses some of the time. So we got to deal with this. So the point is, if your downstream application relies on these kinds of things, you've got to go back and manually check it. And then this is my little summary that I want to put of this whole thing. We got to make this visible within the Vandalizer, but that's the idea. So, in case you're curious, the great irony is, as I was working on this, you know how NSF requires us to have detailed data management plans for research data? Do you think NSF has a detailed data management plan for their stuff? They do not. We should, anyway, talk to your congressman or something. I just want to show you, so here's an example. And you can see, see this PDF? There's some weirdness here and stuff. But okay, senior personnel, that's all good. Other personnel, subcategory other professionals, subcategory other count, subcategory other amount. I don't like, they're dumb. Why are they doing this? But anyway, this type of classification, which is really bad. Also, by the way, other direct costs, the extraction still tends to not quite pick up if those things are zeros. So we're still working on that. So any questions on, that's the basic idea of a verified task. In this case, it's an extraction task. I'll show you a different version of a task in a second. And how we're evaluating it and how we're trying to communicate to you the full documentation of what the heck this thing does and how to use it. I've lost them all, Sarah.
It's exciting.
Fantastic work,
The
Barry.
next time we do this, we're doing it in person, and I'm gonna go down and with a van, and I'm gonna put black bags over the SUU people's heads and throw them in the van and drive them up here. And it'll be
It's a
good.
long drive, just so you know.
Well, they'll be all right. The bags they breathe. It's fine.
And you could add a further prompt to swap those non-NaN values for zeros, right?
Yes, we're already working on that. I'm just trying to. This is the status of where it is right now. Okay.
Barry, I forget whether recommendations was in the last version, but I was going to suggest you show that off while you're in a document.
I'm not sure it's going to recommend something. So let's try it.
Yeah, just to show that what it should do.
Yeah. So if I click on this document, what John's trying to build is a system where after we have a certain kind of document that has run a specific task or workflow all of the time, the system starts to learn, oh, it's an NSF award letter. And then this would recommend the task. You don't have to go find it and click on it. It'll just say, hey, people, you usually run NSF extract on this. Do you want to do that? Right now, I don't think, because it's on this, it hasn't learned all of that stuff yet. So it just gives you the opportunity to be like, hey, I'm not sure what to do with this, but
Yeah. And that learning will occur across the system.
Yeah.
So it will recognize, if you upload a NSF award notice, it will recognize what all the people on the system are running on it.
Yeah. Now, while I'm here, that way I have this award letter queued up, I could just chat with this document and I could say, can you summarize this document? I don't know. I wouldn't normally chat with an award letter, but I'm just doing an example. And in this case, you are using a private model. So I have other examples where you might actually engage with the chat function more with a better purpose. I don't know why it's taking this long, John.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
So this activity tab, will this also show the history for all the chat?
Yep. So
Okay,
you see this chat I'm in right here? That's what this is.
thank you for the activity
Yeah.
tab.
Yeah. So anyway, I got a summary. Oh, look. Well, I'll show you that feature in a second. You can, I haven't tried this yet, but you can add a document or a website to this chat. So I could add, I don't know, for this particular example with an award letter, I can't think of an example, but so you can now say, hey, based on this document, can you evaluate this thing? Or, hey, go to this website. Now, it won't crawl the whole tree of the website. It'll go to the website that you give it. Also, I want to once again caution everyone to not just point it at the entirety of the federal legal system or the PAPPG or some other gigantic document and say, hey, can you, right? Like we have
2 CFR 200?
that. Don't do that thing, right? We're working on other strategies for assimilating that large pile of context. So, okay.
When you say a website, what
Mhm.
you really mean is a web page.
Yes, I think that's correct. Yeah.
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 So it won't crawl through the entire website, but it will look at the one web page of the link you provide.
I believe you are correct. So, I want to
Love
show you a
it.
prompt task. So in this case, um, I wanted to do something for my friend Eric and his team. And so I just threw this together. This isn't exactly how I would implement it going forward, but let's just say a PI submitted a proposal and you were tasked with making sure that it didn't deal with any of the naughty research. And up here at the University of Idaho, what we have is some red flag terms. Now it looks like I've got a cut and paste weird thing here. The following are red flag terms that our pre-award team uses to determine whether a proposal requires scrutiny by the Institutional Biosafety Committee. Is that about right? That's why that exists, right? It's like, oh, oh boy, don't do stem cells, that kind of thing, right? And I said, examine the provided document and provide a summary that one, lists all terms from the red flag list that were explicitly referenced in the document. Two, lists all terms from the red flag list that were implied by semantic similarity, even if the exact lexical match was absent. Three, recommends a course of action for the pre-award team. Here's the red flag term list that I just pasted in there, right? Don't want to work on mold, Sarah. I, I don't know why. I don't know why this exists, right? Some of it, CRISPR, that kind of stuff I get. Others, feces and fecal material creates,
It triggers a IBC protocol, or it potentially could trigger a IBC protocol. So the list gives you words to look through with the RFP to verify that IBC is not needed,
excellent.
or
And
to verify
and,
IBC is needed.
and this is Blair, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, well, there you are. Well, I've got you, Blair. What's the
Yeah,
current way that we go through the proposal to see if any of these things are present?
manual
What do you mean?
or Control F.
Control F, yeah. So
Mhm.
anyway. Okay, so that's the prompt. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use a synthetic example uh, of a specific aims page. But remember, because we're doing a private model, even though, and this is fake, this is like, hey, bacterial toxin delivery through engineered phage vectors, here's my specific aims and all this crazy stuff, right? Um, uh, I can upload this and I'm not at risk of losing valuable intellectual property, sensitive information, and things like that, because by default, it's pointing at an on-premises model. And then I can go down here to this task, and I can click red flag words, and then off we go. And while it's thinking, well, where's the thing for this, John? See what I'm
The
saying?
answer is yes, Barry.
What do you mean, yes?
Yes. It
Oh, there
contains
it
red
is.
flag
Oh,
word.
There it is.
there.
It doesn't,
Yeah.
yeah, so it doesn't show up until it it really starts getting a response back. So in theory, I could leave here, right? Oh, never mind. It's done.
But you can go for it. You can show
I don't know anything. So remember, the first thing I should
them.
do is an extraction task, which is really specifically for take structured data out of this document, right? This is a prompt task. So this is a more natural language thing that you would repeatedly do. So like for every proposal, we want to evaluate it with this, but it's word oriented. We're not extracting data. And so this says, number one, red flag terms explicitly mentioned in the document. Phage, CRISPR, Cas9, restriction enzyme, toxin, vector, anyway, so this doesn't have like clickable search, but that's okay. Uh, exact wording, so it tells you, right? Red flag turns implied, okay? So it would do this. I'm not exactly sure how Eric and his team we would want to work with them to optimize this so that it's directly responsive to what their role is in the process. Maybe they're just supposed to flag it for review and move it on. I don't know, but
Correct.
recommendations
So can and you said you can't click on the word term to highlight in the document. Is that
not
accurate?
not right now, but we could
Yeah.
make a system that would do that. If that's where we'd have to work with Eric and his group to make it fully in line with what their role in the process is, right? I just made this kind of generic just to try it out. So anyway, it's recommending a course of action. We would obviously want to tune this up, but now I could click copy and then paste this into an email and send it to the PI and say, hey, dummy, right? Don't do that. PIs don't appreciate that. Or I can click download it as a PDF. I'm going to wait till it finishes. Or I could click download. This one doesn't make sense to do as CSV. I could download it as text if I wanted. We're still working on the PDF formats, but why is Acrobat slow now? Is that true for everybody? Like
Yes.
it all of a sudden they were like, congratulate. I don't know. I blame our
It's for
OIT.
Mac users, Barry.
Is it?
I blame IT or AI.
Yeah. I think it's because they've embedded every AI functionality they could think of um into the thing. So you guys are in my way. So anyway. Oh my God. Ah, okay. Anyway. So we're working on this little table overflow problem with the PDF, but it doesn't when you export the text, So the point is a thing that we watched people want to be able to do is one, as Sammy implied, be able to go back to these chats, and two, get this material out of here so that you can use it in another context. So, any questions on this? This is a prompt task.
Something I'll add is over on the activity bar, you see that this chat is yellow. Yellow on the activity bar means running. So we're currently working on the chat, so it's running. But if you were to do an extraction or a workflow, you could leave it, and then when it finishes running, it will shimmer and the yellow will go away, and that is how you know that it's done.
Because yeah, like it's waiting for me to like, would you like me to draft? I don't know. So uh okay. Uh the next thing is workflows. So what I've done is I've recreated a workflow that Labib made for RFA checklists. So remember, workflows are essentially a bunch of different tasks that we want to decompose a really complex process into like its atomic pieces. And so in this case, we've got this new Foundation for Food and Agriculture RFA. And This comes into pre-award and or faculty development or whatever. And the first thing you want to understand is like, okay, what are the key pieces of information in here that would go into a checklist uh, related to like supporting that application? And so in this case, what we've got is, well, dates and deadlines. So we have a prompt that is like, hey, you're building a checklist. Go look at this document and extract all the dates of deadlines and export them and format them in this way. What are the institutional eligibility requirements? What are the individual eligibility requirements? What is the general award information that we want? So in this case, it's award duration or anticipated duration, amount, number of awards, award date, those kinds of things. What are the required proposal documents? Are there any budgetary rules and restrictions, right? And so what we do is I think I can do this. No, can't do that. We string those together in a workflow. So in this case, the trigger is I have this document selected. If I click on this, in this step, I am running all of those tasks simultaneously. And then in this step, I am taking the output of all of these tasks and putting it into this step, which essentially says, hey, take all of this stuff and format it nicely. Are we ready? This is where it all gets dicey. So if I click run, it is now doing this thing, running all of these tasks. Then it'll pass all of that output to here, and then we'll get a result. And because John has said, like, this is gold, we can go away from here and we can let it do its thing, and we can ask whether people have questions or other suggestions of
And
things.
there's the yellow that I was talking about, which denotes that it's still running.
It's just sitting in there in the background running.
So
Can I
this
ask a
may be,
couple? Oh, go ahead.
oh, Nate, go for it.
While it's going, can I ask a quick question? The idea is that this would be submitted to be verified. It would become a global workflow that everyone could use.
Mhm.
How would it go like from global if I wanted to make my own local copy to try to like improve it and submit it for verification again? Can you go the other way?
New task, new workflow. No, it doesn't work. Sometimes, so when I do a new, I don't know, John, is there a way to do that?
You could
So
do it
like you
with
could
an
copy it from the
extraction. You can clone an extraction task, but we haven't done anything with the workflow.
yeah, the idea would be you can go from a global workflow and clone it to your
It,
local environment,
yeah,
modify it, and resubmit the updated one for
yeah.
verification because
If
it's
there's
better.
demand, if there's demand for that, we could build that out.
Yeah. To be honest, Nate, I am so much more interested in getting a core set of just really base, simple tasks and workflows that have value for people that they just use. And then if people start getting confident enough that they want to tweak and improve, that's awesome. But all I want right now is for stuff in here to actually be valuable for people and for them to use it.
This
And
is huge changes though. It looks amazing.
let's check on this thing. Oh, it's giving me some output here, John.
Emojis.
I think
So
it's actually
I
done.
think it's done.
I think
I
this
think
is a
there was
little bug where
I think you found a bug.
it doesn't know that it's done. And so again, so what we have here is uh, dates and deadlines, eligibility. And again, this, as we actually sort of build these out and vet them, what we want to know from people is exactly what you want in here and exactly how it should be laid out and organized, and then to make it maximally useful. Right. Application components including, so this is stuff that Labib has worked really hard on. Nomination letter, has to be signed by the AOR, must be on official letterhead, signed, submitted, right? Like this is what you want. You want to know exactly what is required and the specifics, like each less than 300 words uploaded, right? Okay. So this is what we're going for. So that instead of going, oh, and now I got to validate what are the requirements for that, it's all just right here. So
I think this is great. I do recommend being able to like click on it and highlight it in the document that you're looking at or something, just so we can verify that term or whatever we're looking at.
so you
Um,
would want to create like an
so
anchor
for
somehow.
yeah,
Yeah.
so like just for the example, like that 300 word count, like I'd like to click on that and have it there, like show me where that is.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love that idea. That's
Yeah.
it's on the road. It's on the roadmap. It's just when do we get to it? But
Yeah.
I do love that idea.
Yeah.
That I think would be a lot be very
You
helpful. There's ways to get around it right now, right? Control F the regular document or whatever, but since you're already extracting that data, that'd be awesome to have that highlighted.
you
Mhm.
can do that with the extraction task. It's a
Yes.
little harder, I
Yeah.
think, with a prompt task because it's
It'll
summarizing.
yeah, it would take us longer to figure out how to anchor this stuff because the problem is that these are summaries and syntheses, and so in some cases, these exact words might not actually be in the document, right? And so we can't just do a command or control F search to get you there. So it's a great idea, and I think it would be a awesome uh, addition. It's going to take a bit of thinking. So
Yeah, there's ways to do it, but that's why it's kind of a roadmap item
yeah,
because it's a little more complicated. But I do think that's how you could go beyond Control F.
yeah. Okay, questions on workflows? Anything, John? What else? What? Any features that we didn't cover?
I can't think of any. I think that's about it. There's little stuff like you can download documents from within here if you need to get stuff back out from
Yeah.
shared folders, but you can drag documents into folders
Really?
in case you need to put something. Yeah. Oh, I'm even teaching Barry.
I didn't know that.
That's cool.
Huh.
I
That's
think
awesome.
that's about it, though. Oh, so it did complete that workflow now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I already downloaded it.
Did
Or,
you
I mean,
show the PII like little red shield symbol scanner?
We can. This is so the thing is one. So let me. I'll show that example in the context that we've been demoing it. Oh, not GitHub. Sorry. Um,
you had a couple in your NSF
I
extract
know, but
folder
I
too.
want to show people in real time. Like, okay,
Yeah.
so this is a fake example where I've inadvertently disclosed FERPA protected information in this fake award letter, like this person's ID number and stuff. And so you can see when I uploaded it, it was converting and preparing the document and that kind of thing um, pretty fast because it's a simple PDF. It didn't give me that warning, but that's okay.
So, so the reason why, Barry,
Hmm.
is when you're using the external model now, it will security check it, but it won't slow you down.
Oh, because it's happening in the background.
So
Yeah.
it'll flag it when it if it discovers anything, but we basically make it so if you use the external secure model, you can get straight into the action as fast as possible. If
So
you were on ChatGPT, we wouldn't let you interact with the document until we had scanned the
yeah,
security of it.
yeah, I get it. Yeah. So what they're talking about is this red little file icon and this red shield um, indicates that a model has scanned this for potentially sensitive information like PII, FERPA protected. And if it finds it, it flags it and colors it like this. And it even tells you, gives you a summary of what's in there to sort of insulate against inadvertent disclosure of stuff to OpenAI or something like that. Because we by default now point at an internal model, this feature is nice, but you have to choose to to use an external model. And if you tried to choose that with this document, it wouldn't let you use it. Here's the thing. We haven't actually really aggressively tested and validated this feature in terms of what it can detect and what it can't, and how often is it right and how consistent is it. And so that's a thing we still have to work on. Michelle has her hand up.
So you showed a really powerful workflow, which is awesome. I'd love to create my own workflows, but I have no idea how to do that, and it seems really scary.
Mm-hmm. But you feel like you could create an individual task, right? Like
I can create a prompt.
that's what I mean. So you could just click on new task and you would do a prompt task and we would just say Michelle Brunel. And I would write the prompt would be, I don't know, analyze this budget justification and determine whether the proposed expenditures are allowable under the rules of the NSF or something, right?
So I'm going to suggest that really quick, Barry, that you copy that. This is kind of Vandalizer 2 thinking.
Oh,
And I'm going to
okay.
show you why.
Okay. So you want me to just build it directly in the,
So copy that as
yeah.
opposed. This is a good way. Building them out as prompts is a good way if you want to test them over and over again. But
Uh-huh.
let's create a new workflow for
Okay. I'm going to call this one Bossy John.
her.
And the purpose is to demo the stuff, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So first thing you want to do is create a step, and this
Okay.
is going to contain your tasks.
And so this is like a container, right?
Hmm.
So I'm gonna say like bah. Nah. No, I shouldn't do that. I'm gonna say I don't know, step one. Haha.
So everything in this step is going to get run at the same time. So you could
Mhm.
run 30 things in here if you wanted.
So this is where I would say, oh, look, I'm going to
So drop it in there. Now, here's the interesting thing. This button down here at the bottom left. So often what you want to do is test your prompt until you get it where you want it to be, and then add it to your workflow. So the that's kind of how you might build it out is you have your document up and you massage the prompt until you like it, and then you solidify it into the workflow. So I guess we'll need a PDF open, which
While
might
you're
take.
working on that, another piece of advice, Michelle, for you might be if you saw that prompt that Barry put in there, if you're thinking about changing a single prompt into multiple steps or tasks, just look for the word and. Those usually delineate units that you wanted to do, like analyze the document and do something else. And that's how you can take a single prompt, make it into a workflow, is to look for where you might break it up logically into discrete steps.
So before you do that, uh, go back in there, Barry.
in here.
Yeah, and click test step.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's going to test your extraction or your prompt while you build your workflow out.
I was trying to give Michelle a nice mellow on-ramp to creating a simple workflow. And you
Well, I
two
think
nerds had to jump in and be like, do all the extra things. And now
well,
she,
I think this is the easier way to do it, personally.
I agree, but it's still working. I don't know.
I bet
Because you
Labib is
wrote
excited about this
a
though.
terrible prompt.
Yeah, I would want to do like a whole video or something on. So now, yeah, this is the.
So if you like it, then you can now click the update button. If you like that output,
I don't even know what it is. It's like a anyway.
and now
So
that's now solidified into your workflow.
my advice would be uh if you can just make a prompt task, um start with that. Um
You'll need to show them how to add a task to a workflow step then.
it's easy. Uh I want to edit it. So I can add another task here, right? Which is fine. And then I can add another step here. So
Now to show them how you would put a task into into there.
into
So
which one?
click on the first step,
Oh, you want me to add another
add a
task?
prompt.
Yeah.
So if
Uh,
you down here at the bottom,
Yeah.
there's your tasks you've built out. So you can build
Yeah.
from that direction too.
That's how I like it. Makes more sense to me to build out the tasks and then put them together in this kind of a system.
Yeah, I guess the only downside is then you're going to fill your library up with those.
Yeah, that is a thing.
What's the difference between a step and a task?
Can I try this one?
Sure.
The
Yeah.
order of tasks within a step is not guaranteed. They all happen at the same time. The order of collections of tasks, steps, is. You know which one executes first and which one executes second.
Yeah. So all your tasks will happen at once. The output of the step will go into the next step. And you can put as many tasks as you want into that. They'll all happen at once and all the way down the line. So often, maybe at the end, often the last step you put in is tell it how you want to format everything that happened before that. Because you do have a collection of tasks, and then you want to kind of then either you want to put them into a format that you probably like at the end.
The reason this exists is that if we tried to do everything that this RFA checklist builder did in a single prompt with a single RFA, it will fail. It will like be the more things that you want it to do simultaneously, the more stuff falls through the cracks. So breaking it down into these separate tasks, make sure that when you say just go get the eligibility requirements, it's like, fine, there they are, right? It's like telling your intern, you know, to go do 1,000 things. They're going to just forget stuff. They'll do most of it. So uh, workflows are really designed so that you give the LLM a chance to do each important piece to the best of its ability instead of trying to do all the important pieces all at once and doing all of them kind of okay, which is not sufficient.
Okay, 2-minute warning.
Okay.
You guys have done a great job. How do you want to wrap it up? I mean, we could go on for hours.
I mean, I
Just
don't
giving
know.
people a taste,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, the point was to show the sort of new features, the responding to how people were using it, and then we keep testing and we deploy uh, pretty soon. Um, that I don't know, John. That's all I.
Yeah, I guess one thing I do want to say is that almost everything that you see here in this redesign came from talking with you guys and watching and you telling us all the stuff you hate. So that's really useful. So just keep telling us what you
Yeah,
wish it did. Do you wish that you could, click a term and have it highlight in the left panel? What's your dream? What's not working? What is working? That's kind of that's how we built this, and that's how what we'll build the next one too.
And how would you like them to get you that information?
You can you can email me, you can hit me up on Teams, or you can use the support link within here. But uh, you're never bugging me if you want to tell me something about Vandalizer.
Yeah. Also, uh, he's got all this cool telemetry, so we sort of know, okay, which workflows are people using a lot, all of those kinds of things, you know. But also, there's a leaderboard, so we'll know who's using it the most, and we'll have prizes. It's going to be fun. And so this allows us to sort of keep track of who's doing what has value, what doesn't, that kind of thing. It's not meant to monitor people or punish them or anything like that.
Don't try to beat Sheneman. He uses a robot.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I'm gonna stop my share.
Oh, and of course, Nate Lehman was working with alongside us, risking a scaling issue.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, I
thank
stopped
you.
when the presentation started.
Oh, okay, good.
Thank you, as Barry affectionately calls you all. Thank you, nerds, for showing us all your great things. We look forward to playing with it and breaking it. John says, try to break it.
Yeah, you will.
What did I do on LinkedIn, Nathan?
Everyone else,
There's a
have a
post
great
highlighting you on
day.
LinkedIn.
Is there?
Yeah, go check it out.
Uh, okay.
All right, you go check it out. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you.